Your hands aren't just tools. They are a biological blueprint your body built before you were even born. By the 12th week inside the womb, your fingers, your palm lines, and even the ratio between your digits were already locked in, shaped by the exact same hormones that were wiring your brain. Right now, there are neuroscientists, cardiologists, and geneticists who can look at your hand and make accurate predictions about your personality, your disease risk, and even how your brain processes information. This isn't palm reading. This is peer-reviewed science hiding in plain sight. Let's break down what the shape of your hand is really telling the world about you. The digit ratio, finger length. Look at your right hand. Specifically, look at your index finger and your ring finger. Which one is longer? This single measurement, called the 2D to 4D digit ratio, is one of the most studied markers in human biology. Research from the University of Liverpool and dozens of institutions worldwide has confirmed that the relative length of these two fingers is determined in the womb by your exposure to testosterone and estrogen. Here's the mechanism. Between weeks 8 and 14 of fetal development, a surge of sex hormones floods the embryo. Testosterone lengthens the ring finger. Estrogen lengthens the index finger. The balance between these two hormones at that critical window permanently stamps a ratio onto your hand. If your ring finger is noticeably longer than your index finger, you received higher prenatal testosterone. If your index finger is equal to or longer than your ring finger, estrogen was dominant. But this isn't just about finger length. That same testosterone surge was simultaneously wiring your brain. It was shaping the density of receptors in your amygdala, influencing the thickness of your corpus callosum, and calibrating your dopamine pathways. Your fingers and your brain were built by the same chemical architect at the same time. Studies published in journals like Psychoneuroendocrinology show that people with longer ring fingers tend to score higher on spatial reasoning, react faster under pressure, and show greater physical aggression. Meanwhile, those with longer index fingers tend to demonstrate stronger verbal memory, higher emotional empathy, and lower physical risk-taking. This is not destiny. It is a tendency baked into your biology before you took your first breath. And it is written right there on your hand. Palm size and finger length ratio. Now zoom out from individual fingers and look at the overall shape of your hand. Is your palm square or rectangular? Are your fingers long relative to your palm or short? Researchers in dermatoglyphics, the scientific study of hand patterns, have identified that palm-to-finger proportions correlate with nervous system wiring in ways that affect how you think, react, and process stress. People with large palms and short fingers tend to have faster reflexes and stronger gross motor coordination. Their nervous systems prioritize speed. They process information quickly, but prefer action over analysis. Think of it as a broadband connection. High bandwidth, low latency. In ancestral terms, these were the hunters, the builders, the people who needed to react before they had time to think. People with narrow palms and long fingers show the opposite pattern. Their nervous systems favor fine motor control and detail processing. They are wired for precision over speed. These are the hands you find on surgeons, musicians, and engineers. The connection is slower, but the resolution is higher. A study from Ankara University confirmed that hand proportions correlate significantly with grip strength, reaction time, and even cognitive processing speed. Your palm isn't just holding things. It's reflecting how your central nervous system allocated its resources. But here's what most people miss. These proportions also carry health signals. Shorter fingers relative to palm size have been associated in multiple studies with higher cardiovascular stress reactivity. Meanwhile, longer fingers correlate with lower resting cortisol levels. Your hand shape may be quietly advertising your stress response profile to anyone who knows how to read it. Fingerprints and neurological wiring. Your fingerprints formed between weeks 10 and 16 of fetal development. Once set, they never change. Not with age, not with injury, not with any external force. They are the most permanent feature on your entire body. But here's what almost nobody talks about. Your fingerprint patterns, whether they are loops, whorls, or arches, were created by the same developmental pressures that shaped your neural tube, the structure that becomes your brain and spinal cord. Research from the University of Barcelona found that the complexity of fingerprint patterns correlates with neurodevelopmental conditions. Higher whorl counts, the circular bullseye patterns, are statistically more common in individuals with heightened sensory processing sensitivity. Arch patterns, the simplest type, appear more frequently in people with straightforward linear cognitive styles. This connection exists because both fingerprints and brain folds are formed by mechanical tension during the same embryonic period. The same forces that created ridges on your fingertips also created the convolutions of your cerebral cortex. More ridging complexity in one system often mirrors more complexity in the other. Forensic neuroscientists have even used fingerprint analysis as an early screening tool for developmental differences. This isn't fortune-telling. It is developmental biology leaving a receipt on your skin. Hand dominance and brain architecture. Which hand do you write with? That answer reveals more about your brain than almost any scan could. About 90% of humans are right-handed. This overwhelming bias exists because the left hemisphere of the brain, which controls the right hand, is where language processing is concentrated in most people. The dominance of one hand reflects the dominance of one hemisphere. But left-handers are neurologically different. Research from Oxford University using brain imaging found that left-handed individuals have a larger, more connected corpus callosum, the bridge between the two brain hemispheres. This means information flows faster and more freely between their analytical and creative centers. This structural difference has real consequences. Left-handers are statistically overrepresented among architects, mathematicians, and musicians. They also show faster recovery rates after strokes affecting one hemisphere because their brains have built-in redundancy. The information has alternative routes. However, this same neurological difference carries trade-offs. Studies indicate that left-handers face slightly higher rates of autoimmune conditions and may process negative emotions more intensely due to differences in how their right hemisphere handles emotional stimuli. Then there are the truly ambidextrous, roughly 1% of the population. Their brains show the most symmetrical activation patterns of any group, with near equal processing power in both hemispheres. Some researchers believe this represents a more ancient brain configuration, before extreme lateralization evolved to support complex language. Grip strength, the silent health predictor. Now let's talk about what your hand can do, not just what it looks like. Squeeze your fist as hard as you can. That force, your grip strength, is one of the most powerful predictors of your future health that modern medicine has ever found. A landmark study published in The Lancet, tracking over 140,000 people across 17 countries, found that grip strength predicted cardiovascular death more accurately than blood pressure. Every 5-kilogram decrease in grip strength was associated with a 17% increase in cardiovascular mortality and a 16% increase in death from any cause. Why would hand strength predict heart attacks? Because grip strength is a proxy for total systemic muscular integrity. Your hand doesn't exist in isolation. When your grip weakens, it signals that your entire musculoskeletal and neuromuscular systems are declining. The same processes attacking your hand muscles are attacking your heart muscle, your respiratory muscles, and your postural stability. Researchers at the University of Michigan found that grip strength also correlates with cognitive decline. People who maintained stronger grips into their 60s and 70s showed significantly slower rates of memory loss and processing speed reduction. This makes evolutionary sense. Your hand is your primary interface with the physical world. When that interface weakens, it reflects a body-wide reduction in the hormones, nutrients, and neural pathways that maintain tissue health. Your grip is not just measuring your hand. It is measuring your biological age. The good news? Grip strength is trainable at any age. Simple daily exercises can improve it within weeks, and the benefits cascade throughout your entire system. Vein patterns and circulation signals. Flip your hand over. Look at the veins on the back. Their visibility, color, and prominence are a live dashboard of your cardiovascular and metabolic health. Highly visible raised veins in a lean person often indicate strong blood flow and good vascular tone. But the same veins in someone who is overweight can signal chronic venous pressure, early inflammation, or even insulin resistance affecting vascular elasticity. Your hands are the farthest outpost from your heart. Blood has to travel the greatest distance to get there and the greatest distance to return. When circulation starts to fail anywhere in the body, the hands show it first. Cold fingers, pale nail beds, sluggish capillary refill, these are not random discomforts. They are early alerts. Endocrinologists have noted that hand temperature asymmetry, where one hand is consistently colder than the other, can indicate thyroid imbalance or localized nerve compression long before other symptoms appear. Your hands are an early warning system that most people completely ignore. Your hand is not just bone, skin, and muscle. It is a living document written by your hormones, your genetics, your ancestors, and your environment. From the digit ratio stamped in the womb to the grip strength you build through life, every feature carries data. Neuroscientists can read your brain wiring in it. Cardiologists can read your heart risk. Evolutionary biologists can read the survival strategies of your lineage. All from 5 fingers and a palm. So next time you look at your hands, understand this. You're not just seeing skin. You're seeing the most accessible medical record you will ever own. The question is, will you learn to read it? If this changed how you think about your body, subscribe and drop your hand type in the comments. Long fingers or short? Right-handed or left? Let me know what your hands say about you.
Sources and references for this presentation include The Lancet, Oxford University, and the University of Barcelona. These sources demonstrate the academic credibility of the information provided.